Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yinzer Brothers podcast. I'm TJ. I'm here with the majestic, awesome, and legendary Tim Harris, my brother, and we are the Yinzer Bros. Today is the first podcast of the preseason 2024 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The draft is behind us. The regular season, the real deal, is in front of us. And Tim, I don't know about you, but it can't get here soon enough because the Pirates are just breaking my heart.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That team, I mean, garbage. They're a trash bag. That's what they are, man. I don't know. I had high hopes for them. I thought Big Paul Skeens was going to be. They suck, TJ. They're always going to suck. I'm going to die. I'm never going to see a World Series before I die.
You know what we should do? We should see if Khan will double dip and maybe help the Pirates out a little bit.
TJ, we just need that dude. What's the owner's name? Nutting?
Carrington?
No, is it Nutting the owner?
Oh, Nutting's the owner. Yeah.
I mean, that dude is just he's been wearing the hamburger mask into the city of Pittsburgh for 20 years now. And everybody in our dumb brains, we just keep going back. Just like, hey, don't worry. Like when we were talking about the trade deadline and getting people, and they were happy with what they did, I took a step back and I just thought about it. I was listening to the radio, I'm like, they're happy that the moves that they made. TJ, these moves that they made, any other franchise, like we just picked up crap and we replaced it with crap.
That's exactly what we did.
I'm going, why? We're to a point where we're just happy with poop now?
So you understand, if they don't do something, I mean, if the Steelers don't do something between the Pirates and the Penguins, it could be a dark chapter here for Pittsburgh fans.
Oh, I'm resigned, TJ. I'm resigned that the Pirates are going to be bad. They're going to be bad at baseball, and I'm never going to see a World Series. I'm going to die before that happens. Penguins, I mean, they gave me. I can't complain, dude. They gave me a decade of just happiness.
That's true. They did.
But
Sid the Kid did it.
I mean,
so the Steelers just played their first preseason game against Houston. We have a lot to talk about.
That was an awful watch, dude.
It was tough.
Oh,
Very sloppy. I think Coach described it the best. It was a very sloppy game for the Steelers.
It was a tough watch. Like you didn't know what to.
Yeah.
After like the first maybe quarter, I was like, what am I supposed to watch?
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching like one of those what were those USFL games that were on this spring or whatever?
That's right.
So I felt like I was watching.
Maulers, where they're all.
I felt like I'm like, these guys. These guys are going to be doing insurance in 2 weeks. I was like, what am I watching?
Some of them are not very good. I'm going to get to see a little thing. Let's talk a little bit about the game. Let's talk about, what are some things offensively? Did anything jump out at you at all? I mean, you got to see Arthur Smith's offense.
You could see, but I was stunned. Like you could see like people open,
right now,
like schemed open, which was weird. I was like, this is kind of strange. I don't know why. I don't understand like the whole thing with Mike T and the rookies. Like, just play Frazier.
Yeah,
he's better. He's better at center than.
Yeah, Herbie did not. He didn't impress me at all.
I can get away with the 2 snaps or bad snaps. You have those, but like Frazier is just moving people off the ball. Like I don't understand why. I don't get that. Let him play. I mean, Fields. Dude, just say this is the same Fields that I've seen in Chicago for 5 years. He'll look great. He'll have a couple plays that are just you're scratching your brain what happened with fumbles or something like that, and then he'll take a sack.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the same thing. There's no consistency with the dude.
Yeah. Well, they even talked about that in training camp. They said that he was, fighting for consistency. I did like what I see. I thought he threw a pretty good ball. He didn't throw any balls to me that were like crummy balls. He did take a couple sacks that were a little weird, but you know what? He threw that one nice pass to. Who did he throw that to across the middle? Was that
Vance Jefferson?
Yeah, Vance Jefferson.
Fields is going to be considered. His name is going to be RB1 to me until he earns the until Fields gets his name for me. It's RB1. RB1.
He didn't look bad. What was he, like 5 for 6? Like, what was he, almost 70 yards? It wasn't bad.
TJ, I will never go by anything in preseason anymore after what I went through last year. I thought I was ready to. anoint Kenny Pickett as the next
Yeah.
Tom Brady, and no, I'm not doing it.
So
Not doing it.
he had a good game with the Eagles, and I told everybody, I said, listen, man, I said, don't. I said he is a Hall of Fame preseason player. I said
Not
he will
doing it.
break your heart in the regular
I'm not
season.
doing it. I thought Najee looked.
He did. He did.
He looked.
Najee looked good. Warren
He
looked good
didn't. He
too.
didn't. Najee didn't look like he was running like in water
No,
or in
you could
quicksand.
tell he's trimmed up. You could tell
Yeah.
he's thinner. And what was that other kid too? That kid, is it Edwards or whatever it was? He ran pretty hard too. I was impressed.
TJ, he looked like he was running backwards on a treadmill. It was insane. I was like, this dude looks slower than Najee did
They get
last
that
year. I
one kid
can't.
is pretty quick. I mean, it's going to be tough to break in from the backs. I think. And did you see they had they used the fullback a little bit more? We haven't seen the use of the fullback in a long time.
Now you're starting to see that. I saw that. I thought Washington was mauling dudes.
Yeah, he was.
Tight end. He
Dude,
was mauling
he looked
dudes.
ridiculous.
He
He
was
took a
mauling
step.
dudes. Um,
Roger Jones looked phenomenal.
the rookie, he got beat a bunch of times, but he's a rookie. It's his first game. Got whatever the guy they drafted this year. I mean,
What, the
it
big
is what.
Samoan dude?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's the first game. I want to see what happens next
He got a
game.
little dinged up too, man. He's got his knee dinged up. They said he'll be back in a couple weeks. He's got
Yeah,
a sprained MCL or something like that.
defense looked. I mean, it's tough to play the judge at defense when nobody's playing. I mean,
Yeah,
but I thought 41 hit that linebacker.
dude. Yeah,
He's gonna
Wilson
be
looked
good,
great.
man. He's
Peyton
gonna be
Wilson.
good, man.
He's going to be a problem for people. He's fast. He puts his nose and stuff. I think he's going to be good. I was also impressed from a defensive standpoint. What do you think about them putting Leal on the outside like that?
I don't know. I thought the play he made, the sack he made, I thought the quarterback just ran into him.
I think you or I could have made that play, Tim.
I got those. I mean, off season, I bought that. I've been watching the TikTok, and I got that, and I got those knee massagers.
Yeah, how are they working good?
See, I got 4 plays back in me, bud. I got 4 plays back in me.
What about Herbig too, man? I'll tell you what, right off the gate. I mean, he goes against they had their first team offense in at least 2 series, maybe I think 3, maybe. And I'll tell you what, he's fast. Holy
Uh, it
crap,
makes
he's
me
fast.
it makes me happy that I don't got to worry about like depth at all. I mean, at that outside linebacker, I don't know who the other dude was. There was some other white dude that was out there with Herbick,
Yeah,
48. Never heard of him. He needs to be
yeah,
OUT on the street
yeah. Well, because
today.
Golden retired. That was weird, wasn't he? He came in for like a week and retired like a week later.
I mean, yeah. Would you? I
I mean,
mean,
he was a nice
seriously,
depth piece, but I mean, he's done. You got to get 4 in that rotation. Maybe Leal will be part of that rotation. I don't know.
you got to do something. I mean, because he wasn't
Yeah.
cutting it on the D line. Maybe, hopefully, he is that guy in the fourth rotation.
Well, just as long as I mean, I don't, he won't necessarily be the fastest guy, but he's big. Big on big out there. As long as he holds
I
that
agree.
corner in, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I'm
I
with you.
agree.
I think the defense is okay. I'll tell you who. Let me jump back to the offense. I was impressed with Austin's route running. I thought he was pretty decent.
Yeah,
Uh, he wasn't too bad at all. Um, obviously Pickens is a freak of nature. You can tell he's
Pickens
just
is
head and
very
shoulders above
Pickens is
everybody.
very good, TJ. But I'm sticking to it. Like I've said, this is year 3 of Pickens.
Yeah.
I think I claimed it. I was like, we'll get 3 good years out of Pickens. So I'm
So I
thinking this
wonder,
will be
like,
it
he
before
seemed pretty
he
happy.
implodes into a just a balloon case.
Well, I think as long as they get him the ball, I think he'll be okay.
Okay. That will lead us into the other dreaded conversation we'll go into at some point. That's why I think it's going to be Pickens' last year if everything pans out like possibly could be.
With Ayuk.
Dude, yeah, he's gonna if they somehow get that dude, he's gonna get a lot of the touches, and Pickens is gonna go banana lands.
He might. He might. I don't know. Or maybe, sometimes those divas, they need a lead diva to kind of, set up the pecking order and stuff. I don't know, but he's got stuff. I was hoping that Holmes would be better, or not Holmes. Wilson would be better. Getting back, he's a little dinged up. Hopefully, we'll see him in a week or
The
two as
rookie
well.
kid,
Yeah.
I
They
think he's
said
gonna
he
be
was,
good.
starting to really, get some traction in
He's just
camp.
so dude. He's just so small, dude. Like I can't see him being like a number 2. I thought Vance Jefferson, the one
He
ball that
looked
they
good.
should have, I thought they should have challenged, but they didn't challenge. I thought he caught it.
I wonder why don't you challenge that in preseason football?
Because Mike T. Mike T. wants to see the situational football. That's what he's about. So let me see situational football. Let me put Justin behind the sticks, and see what he can do.
Yeah, I could see part of that. I
The,
don't
the,
know.
the most impressive part, dude, to me, the whole entire period was the punter. Like, did we have a
Dude,
dude that can
he's a
actually
stud.
punt?
Yeah, and do you see he put his nose in it too? He went up there and hit that dude on the sideline who was coming up for that punt return.
Yeah,
A little bit. He had a little bit of McAfee in him. He had a little McAfee in him. I enjoyed that.
I was stunned. I was like, this dude is actually good.
Yeah. No, he was good. I was impressed with all those guys. I was what do you think of the secondary at all? Now again, we didn't have any of our main safeties and stuff in. Mika was out and they had Corey Trice was pretty interesting. I thought he held the line decent. He's a big kid. If he can get rolling. What do you think of Beanie Bishop?
Um, I thought he was good. I mean, I think he had a blitz off the corner. What was kind
Yeah,
of disruptive,
he did have a
and
blitz off the corner, yeah.
I do like Trice, man. I think he could be sneaky. I heard he was getting first team reps today. Let me put it this way.
He's got size. You see him and Porter out there because he's as big as Joey Porter Jr., isn't he?
They're like two avatars, dude.
Dude. I mean, that could be good. So, I mean, I wish I would have. I thought it was good to see. I mean, obviously the offense is going to take a little bit more time to gel, and
Mhm.
they weren't playing a lot. Hardly any of their studs on defense, which is what we want to see. T.J. Watt does not need to do anything until that
No, I
opening
wouldn't.
day.
I wouldn't put him on the field. I wouldn't put Cam
I mean,
on the
you know what
field.
you get with them. They don't need. I mean, I understand. If you want to get them, if you want to you get that chemistry going in practice. We don't need to see that for a preseason game.
I mean, their middle linebacking crew is going to be pretty nasty, dude.
Yeah,
Landon Roberts, and then you guys. I mean,
you got Queen.
I like how they're frisky, man.
Yeah,
I like seeing them two being like. I don't remember having two inside linebackers like that, talking stuff, getting frisky. Like Queen, he runs his mouth, dude.
he
I mean,
does.
I like that. I like that out of your middle linebacker, dude. So it's, I
They got a
mean,
lot of speed there, and I'm hoping that with even with that safety pickup that they had too. Was it Elliott they picked up? I'm
yeah.
hoping that Mika can be Mika again. He can just get out there and just roll around.
He better not play until
Yeah,
need be. Don't even
yeah.
put
No,
him
I,
on the
I
field.
agree. I agree. I still want to see. I want to see Wilson out there. I want to see Russell Wilson. I want to see what he's got going on. I know you're
TJ,
not a big Russell Wilson fan, but I'll tell you what, I think at least of one thing, and you hear the guys talking about this, they were kind of like void of leadership at all. And at least these guys are filling the leadership void. And you need it for some of these young players, these young guys. I think they look up to these guys. They had it on defense. You got, Cam Hayward, you got
yeah.
TJ Watt, who's not a spring chicken anymore, but offensively, they were just missing that.
But I like, what do you, dude? He's missed a lot of time, TJ.
Oh, I know, I know.
Something's not right with that calf, dude.
They're,
You
they're
miss that
just
much
saying
time.
I mean, he's old. First off, I mean, he's older. He's younger than both of us, but he's old for football standards.
But TJ,
And you know what? There's no rush
he
to get him
wasn't.
back.
You're getting to that point now, dude. You got to get some time. Like he didn't even. I don't think he was like leading the troops today, which is weird because they said he was going to be a
You're
full
right.
go.
I saw the 7-on-7. I think what Fields had the first two or three. He came out for like one or two, and then Fields went back.
To me, that's getting weird, man. That's
Oh,
getting
maybe
really
he
weird,
did. Maybe
dude.
he tore something. Maybe it's like who did that? Barrow did that, or Joe Burrow did that. But a couple years ago, he had the bad calf.
I don't know, dude. It's weird to me, man. Just very, very,
No,
very weird to me.
I would like to see, at least I think there's a steady presence where he's helping to lead a little bit, which I think is going to hopefully create
But
some of the difference.
I guess when it comes to the point, it's like, okay, he's leading, but then you got to make a decision. Is that leading going to turn into sourness if he doesn't get
Good.
that
I don't
start?
know.
Because he hasn't been talking lately. If you notice that,
Mhm.
which is weird.
Well, maybe he's hurt a little bit more than we realize. I don't know. Maybe it's something a little different. I mean, you got
I
to think.
agree.
So with what Justin Fields has done so far, if you have a healthy Russell Wilson, I mean, you still start Russell Wilson, don't you?
I would say yes, but um, at some point in time, you're going to have to make that decision. If what you see probably in this training camp,
Mhm.
do you believe that Justin Fields is your dude going forward?
He could be. I don't know.
And if you do believe he's your dude going forward, do you try to extend him before the season's over? And if you do that, or if you do believe he's your dude going forward, do you really play Russell Wilson?
I don't think. I mean, obviously they're not going to keep both of them. They're only going to keep one of those two. My gut tells me that. Say Russell balls out this next year. Um, will the Steelers invest that kind of money in what will he be, 37 years old? And have you seen enough in Justin Fields to make you think, okay, this guy, I mean, I think if Caleb Williams isn't available for the Bears, do they move on from Justin Fields?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think he's bad. We're not talking like I don't think he's
But
a
to me, what
bust.
to me, but to me, if you're going to do that, you got to give him, and it's going to stem back into the other dominoes that may fall. If you're going to extend him, you might as well extend him now because if somehow he gets in and he does ball out,
Mhm.
you ain't going to be able to pay Justin Fields.
Well, you got to pay one of the two, and they just got to realize that quarterback, whoever it's going to be,
Well,
is going to cost them $40 million.
well, to me, here's my kind of brain thinking of it. You let Russell do his thing. If he has a good year, so be it. Whatever. If you come out and say, Justin, hey, I'll give you a 2-year, $35 million deal.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
So maybe he comes and you get him now, and he is the dude. You got him on basically a 2-year window, making what, a little over 15 million.
Yeah, which is a bargain for court. I don't think he would go for that. I think right
But
now they got bum quarterbacks now that are
TJ,
making
TJ,
30
he,
million
he
a
he
year.
was gonna make 20 million if he signed his if they gave him the 50-year option.
Yeah,
So if you give him 2 years at say 17.5 million,
yeah. Hey,
you get
maybe
him
Omar.
cheap.
Omar, what
You
do you think?
I don't know. Here's my brain. If you somehow get him cheap, you can do what you're doing around the roster now. And if he
Mhm.
gives you any type of quarterback play, like hypothetically they do get AIYUK, and you pay him, you're going to be able to pay Pickens too.
Oh, absolutely.
If you get that quarterback at that cheap deal, and I think you'll be set for a while. That to me, that's in my brain where I'm going. If Russell Wilson has a good year, that dude ain't coming back for less than like 25-30 million dollars.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I don't think he's coming back for anything less than. I think he's going to be in the 35 to 40 million range. I think it's where they are now. But here's the reality. So when you think about Fields, you look at the offense that they're setting up. It is nothing like the offense that he had in Chicago. You get a heavy running game. It's a very protected offense. You get a couple stud wide receivers, a great tight end. What is there not? I mean, can he run a successful offense? We don't need him to be Patrick Mahomes. We need him to be able to manage that offense, um, hand the ball off, be a weapon on defense, and maybe he's putting the ball in the air. If he's putting the ball in the air 25 times a game, I can live
Is
with
it?
that.
You can't win a Super Bowl like that. At some point in time, he's
Well,
gonna have to be a dude.
but here's the thing. So you can be a dude with your arms. You can also be a dude with your legs.
I don't disagree
So
with you.
this is where I think when you look at the Ravens, this is where I think they miss it sometimes. They wrapped everything around so that my man down there can just run around as much as he wants to. They tailored the offense to do that. I like what Smith's doing to where it's a solid offense, but if you need to go, you can go. So I think that is the key. That's the Achilles heel for Lamar Jackson. It's like it lives and dies on him, and just like Cam Newton, at some point those legs go away.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. But to me, I don't know. But you haven't seen Lamar. Like I said, I at some point in time, I get it with the running, but you're still gonna have to beat people through the air because they can eventually take that away, man.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna have to go toe to toe with a Burrow, and you're gonna have to go toe to toe with a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. I mean, you see Josh Allen do it both
Dude,
ways.
they're fading, man. Allen's starting to fade. I
I,
mean, they're losing weapons. They're starting. I think their window's
every good
closing.
team's losing, but that's what you're gonna have. If you're not Patrick Mahomes, you're not. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is in a different league. Like Burrow, they're gonna lose weapons.
Yeah.
They already have a destroy. I mean, the T Higgins is playing. They already have Jamar Chase, who's hasn't been at camp yet. They still have to pay him. They lost their running back. They're losing dudes. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to have to do that when you pay your franchise quarterback. Trust me, San Francisco is going to figure that out real quick because
I know they're almost thinking
you,
like, well, who's
you
Brandon
can't.
Ayuk? They don't really need him. I'm like, I don't think you realize how good he is.
To me, you can't. I always say this. Like when I get arguments back and forth. Well, they're paying up. San Francisco has a top five defense you're paying, and they can't. You can't have a top five defense and a top five offense you're paying in a league. It's
No,
impossible to do.
no.
It's impossible to do.
Yeah.
So you can't pay everybody. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like, you know,
And they're gonna at some point they're gonna have to pay Purdy, like really pay Purdy.
oh, you think, dude? He's gonna get.
So I mean, is there?
if somebody if these dudes that are just signing are getting 55 million, Purdy's going to get 65
Oh, he
million.
will. So you got to wonder. I mean, if they do keep Ayuk, if they somehow he resigns in San Francisco, then that means Sam, Debo is going to have to be somebody's going to have to be gone. You can't pay everybody.
Put it this way: if they somehow get Ayuk under contract, this would be their last. I mean, Debo will be gone next year, so you'd have to get rid of him. But to me, and the kicker to it, which I'm kind of thinking, like I said, I'm so over it because it seems like it just should be done with. That 28. I heard the Steelers talking about 28 to 29 million for him. San Francisco said they'd go up to, or going to 26. Even if San Francisco goes to 28, 29 million, that 28, 29 million is way less in San Francisco than it is in Pittsburgh.
It is
If Pitt is giving
just
him,
from taxes and stuff like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. If Pittsburgh's giving him 28, realistically for the same deal, he needs to get 31, 32 from San Francisco for the money.
Right. Yep.
So to me, it depends what he wants to do. I mean, everybody's like, you got a chance to win a Super Bowl. I'm sick of hearing. I hear the Niners, they got a good roster every year, and they should be in the Super Bowl every year. TJ, they haven't won a Super Bowl since 95.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You get there, you can't finish the deal.
Yeah.
Finish the deal. You've had 3 years to finish the deal, 4 or 5 years to finish the deal.
Yeah.
So I get it that you got a potential Super Bowl, but you're making it sound like the Steelers are garbage.
No. Steelers have a good roster. I'll tell you,
a very good roster, dude.
You add Brandon Ayuk to that roster, dude. That puts them.
It all comes down to that matchup.
Dangerous.
It all comes down to the quarterback question.
Yeah.
If the quarterback is, and I'm trying to, in my brain, I'm going. I watched 3 dummies last year on this field, and they won 10 games.
Yeah.
Those dudes that we have, they have to be better than any of the guys that we had last year.
Oh, they are.
They have to be.
Better.
And we won 10 games.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, and you can tell too, Arthur Smith, like you made a great observation. The receivers were open. He's throwing to open receivers.
It was stunning.
So you're scheming guys open, which is great. So again, if you're scheming guys open, and I know that one of Fields' big knocks is he's not the greatest at reading defenses.
Mm-hmm.
If you're scheming guys open, that's not as super essential as it normally is. That's only essential if, man, these guys come up with stud stuff. If you're scheming, and who's great at that? Shanahan's great at that. When you look at San Francisco, he schemes guys open. If you can do that, I mean, if a defense, if you have Pickens and an Ayuk, and then you have a Freiermuth, taking out seam, what do you do? What do you do?
Put it this way: if you shift that down, and then you in Vance Jefferson is your 3.
Think about that.
I mean,
what do you do? I mean, it's scary.
You got
to still deal with the power running game of Harris, and you got to deal with it's what do you do?
And their line, and I will say this now, their line is setting up to be a bully ball line.
That's what
even
we want.
Truthfully, TJ, I like Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen from the kid that they drafted this year, that other guard in the 4th round,
yeah,
he is mauling dudes.
He is. He's got like an edge. What do they call him? They call him Juggernaut. Is that what they call him?
But there's even that guy I think they drafted like 2 years ago that I think he could slide across the entire line. Because Elliott or something, what his name is, he looks good. Like their line is better. It's one of the best we've seen since like the Pouncey and those guys' years.
I agree.
And they're
young.
You
got a good center, and it is young. It play action and stuff like that. And then, like you said, Washington had a monster game. So you get Washington. You know who I think starting to fade. And I don't know if you noticed it. Again, he's got hands and stuff like that. But Connor Hayward was like falling out of the sky. What do you? He's a midget. What do you do with him? At least for a tight end.
I mean, but I get it. I don't know how you can't fit him into a scheme somewhere. I like him. I think he's.
I do too. I mean, he's got great hands.
But I think in the pass game he's like an H back. You put him in there, he's
it could be.
Linebackers
I mean, he
can't
did
match
make
up
a couple nice catches in the game. I'll give him that. But I mean, and again, the challenge of this too, Freiermuth, he's got a little bit of injury prone to him too. We got to figure out if he can make it through a season and not get his head banged up and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I saw from the game, at least offensively, I saw the beginnings of something that was really good. Again, I think sometimes Steeler fans, we're expecting like this polish. You know this from playing football, Tim. Offense always follows behind defense. It just
Yeah.
always does. It takes time, to get your timing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Again, I don't know. Um, from a quarterback standpoint, Russell's been there before. Um, I don't know. Maybe Fields is doing better too because he doesn't have that pressure. I don't know if Fields can go toe to toe with the great quarterbacks yet, but maybe he doesn't have to. Maybe the offense will take that pressure off.
The one thing I will say, like I said, I followed Self Fields out here for years. Dude is electric. When he again, the reading defenses get me nervous. But here's the part that gets me weird. It is TJ had nobody around him. They didn't. He had no weapons until like last year, and his lines have been atrocious. And I'll tell you right now, the Chicago line is atrocious. They have all the weapons in the world. The Bears do this year. Their line is bad. Caleb Williams is going to get killed. The same. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. They have a tackle, and that's about it. Everybody else stinks. That's what Fields had the whole entire time there. So I do want to see him with a line in front of him.
Yeah.
But I always go back to watching him in the fourth quarter when they needed a play, and he would just crap down the bed.
Yeah.
Just crap the bed. And it got me that just until I see him make a play in the fourth quarter as a quarterback and kind of I'm just not I don't know. He's still going to be RB1 to me until he can string that together. But that's where I see a little bit of hope. And his offensive coordinator was a putz too in Chicago. I mean, but behind Dingbat Magoo, that guy was a putz out in Chicago. So I do see that. But like Russell Wilson, man, some of the times in Denver, man, he was so bad, TJ. Like he was so bad.
I think when he tried to do, you got to know who Russell is too. Russell is not a Patrick Mahomes. Russell's great in the system. The system when he won in San Francisco or in Seattle, they had great running teams, great defense, and every once in a while he would pop a deep ball and take the top off the defense. As long as he stays there, he's fine. When he tries to be more than that, he really struggles. And here's the reality. Have you seen what's happening in Denver now? Did you look at their QB depth chart in Denver?
Yeah, I saw it, dude.
I think Peyton is like, I don't know what he's doing, man. He was like, he couldn't wait to get rid of Russell Wilson. And we're going to see now how great his stuff is without him because, I mean, their depth chart it made me laugh. I'm like, what in the heck is going on?
But even the year before Peyton, the first year we went to Denver, Russell's bad, dude. He was terrible.
Well, I think, but Denver was bad. I mean, they haven't had hardly anything. They were bad.
I don't know, man. I got to see him play because I still think I don't say he's what, I still think he's better than anything we had last year. Let me put it that way.
Like you said, even the third string guy wasn't bad. What was his name?
Allen. You're right.
He missed he missed Austin wide open in the corner.
I still think he could have gotten the rotation last year for the Pittsburgh Steelers and been.
We'd have
been like, this dude is balling out.
Yeah, without a doubt. No. I think you got to give it up to Omar. He upgraded that QB room. How many teams do you know that dump all of their quarterbacks and just say we're just going to start over? I mean, that's pretty ballsy. That's crazy. Kenny Pickett, like I said, he had a nice preseason pass or something like that. Everybody here's like, Kenny Pickett. I'm like, guys, I'm telling you right now, you don't want to hook your wagon up to that horse right there.
No, he is. I don't know.
I saw Jalen Hurts running around last year. Kenny Pickett would die.
To me, like I said, I could see what they're doing with Fields. They're trying to, like, at least the first preseason game, they didn't want him to. I think they instructed him sit in the pocket and try to make your reads. Mm-hmm. We know you can run. Sit there and try to make some reads.
Yeah.
So I'll say the dude is electric. He is, dude. He is electric when he gets running. But I just
how tall? He looks skinny. How much does he weigh? He don't look like he weighs.
Fields.
Yeah.
Fields a big dude, man.
Well, I know he's tall, but he looked pretty.
No,
skinny.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
Did you see the one time like I don't know who it was, like one of the defensive, and maybe it was a tackle or something, came in and just like batted him like a bear.
Dude,
dude,
I think he's like close to like 230, dude.
Oh,
he's a big dude. Fields a big.
How tall is
big
he?
boy. I think he's like 6'3". He's a big boy, dude.
Those are almost our stats, Tim. 6'3", 230.
TJ, I've never been more embarrassed in my whole entire life with my physical attributes of being at a water park.
Yeah.
And following my daughter up a slide, and the final thing to get up the slide was like a cargo net.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter wanted to, I probably went on this slide probably 47 times, TJ.
Yeah.
Every time I got to that cargo net, I felt like I was the American Ninja. It was that type of struggle for me, dude. Like if I showed you my feet right now, they have cuts all over them from me just grabbing onto the cargo net, just not wanting to like fall off. As my daughter just zips up the cargo net, I was like, and
Did you have to actually climb up it or climb across it? What did
oh
you?
no, I had to climb up. It was like at an angle you had to climb up it,
Oh,
dude. And
dear
it
Lord.
was TJ. I had to do it 40 something times, and then
What was the tensile strength of that cargo net? Do you know?
TJ, what made it even worse. Like once you got to that final stage, like me trying to get down into that water slide tube thingy was like another adventure, and trying to throw her on top of my lap, TJ. It was not, and it's never. It gets embarrassing when you start going down the water slide and you push and you don't move, and you got to keep pushing behind you to go.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I'm looking at
surface
the
to get down that slide.
I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, dude, can't you shoot some more water on my rear end to get me down this thing with her?
I did see. I mean, Melissa posted some pretty sweet pictures of you in the wild.
She got a picture of me, TJ. If you put me and Sasquatch side by side, it's the same pictures. The old Sasquatch, the one looking backwards. It's the same thing.
You're pretty hairy. You have maybe the hair.
It's the same thing. Between that and like Melissa wanted me to go on the speed slide again this year. Said no way. There's no way. It was a tough day at the water park, man.
Yeah.
Tough day. I
Well,
couldn't.
Tim,
I
the
could.
seasons that pool season's about dried up. So
I could
the
barely
only
get.
time we'll probably have to do that. I mean, and we'll let the viewers know now, or the listeners. We are planning on going to the Steeler Vegas game again. Except this time we're going to take producer T and then the little one, the young one, Toby, to Vegas. And I'm sure that there may be some pool opportunities there for you, Tim.
TJ, I need to stop eating now. Just don't
Save
eat
up for
until
October.
Because, I mean, that water park was. I mean, I was even having trouble getting on an inner tube going on a lazy river. I'm like, what is happening to me?
Were you breathing heavy and stuff, or
No, I just getting in, like getting on top of it.
well, are
My
you
chest.
taking are you taking your testosterone stuff?
I mean, I laid off it that week, but yeah, I did. I
So
did
guys, I
go.
don't know if you guys heard, Tim is, he went to the doctor and they said that basically he has the testosterone levels of a Girl Scout.
I don't even think it's I think a dead human has higher testosterone levels than me.
So are they giving you the shots or are you still doing the cream?
They gave me the cream. I told him, I was like, well, I haven't been like really using. He's like, well, we need to have you use it for like 2 months and retest you. And I'm going, what if that doesn't work? Because you already upped it now. What are they gonna do? Just like put something in my eyeballs? It's like,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they do.
It's that. I mean, I knew that doctor's appointment hit me like directly in between the eyes, between the testosterone. He's like, hey, guess what, buddy? You got a colonoscopy staring directly down the barrel of your forehead next year. I'm going, can't wait.
Make sure they put you out. I had to get mine without getting put out.
Between that and then getting my left knee checked out, which
There
kind
be a lot
of
of parts that are starting to break
re-injured,
down.
and it's not very nice to be at the doctors and be like, hey, while I'm here, my shoulder's kind of bugging me. The doctor's like, let's take an x-ray of that while we're here. He showed me the x-ray of my right shoulder, TJ. It looks like I have a baby being born underneath my ball, my socket of my.
Did you say you look like the dude from 300? Is that what you said?
Yes, my shoulder looks like the dude from 300. And the guy looks at me and I'm going, can you fix that? He goes, we got to pull a whole new shoulder. And I go, what do you mean? He's like, well, you're too, he basically was like, I can't go in and shave your shoulder down that much. Cause I mean, there were 300 guys connected to my right shoulder. So he was like, he's like, I can give you cortisone shots. I'm going, is that going to give me movement in my arm? He goes, no. I go, then what are we talking about, doc?
Tim. Oh,
So I'm
geez.
banking when I turn 50, it's going to be, he had the most classic line of the whole entire thing. He goes, well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. He goes, one of the three things, either your knees or your shoulder, they're going to get so unbearable, you're going to have to get shots until we just have to replace them at 50. I'm going, We, I'm going. This is the summer of just kick me in the crotch news.
So how long do those last?
Cortisone shots.
No, no. Like if they put like a new, if they give you like a new, like a knee or a new shoulder, how long do those artificial ones last?
TJ, for me, knowing my luck, they probably won't. Knowing my luck, I'll probably have some type of bad plastic and I'll have to go immediately back in 3 months. I don't know. I
Are
have
they
no
like
idea,
10,
TJ.
15 years? How long do they last?
I don't know. I mean, all I keep thinking about is me turning into Iron Man and like flames coming out of my knees and my shoulders.
You wouldn't get so lucky.
I just don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore to work out. Like if I have a shoulder play, TJ, I can't. What am I gonna do?
You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get bigger. You're gonna get bigger.
I mean,
you'll be on that 600-pound life thing. They'll be cutting the back of your house.
I will be like. I mean, if you would have saw my face when he showed me the picture of my shoulder, I go, that's not humans. That's not a human
You
shoulder.
send us that picture. I'd like to see that picture.
I thought it was. It looked like it looked like a dinosaur bone they just dug up. I'm going. That's kind of weird. It's not, like another animal was gnawing on for about 30 days.
Tim, it's no fun getting old, buddy.
I mean, but they had that cap, and the whole water park was just a capper to it all, just going.
So if you got your 4 plays in the NFL, you better get in soon because the longer you wait, the tougher.
TJ, you know what I can do?
What can you do?
I can go catch 4 punts. Unlike that dude, the Watkins, he needs to go.
Yeah, that was bad. That was terrible.
He's bad. They need to get a return specialist. I don't know why Austin's not back to return.
He should be back here. He's fast,
kicks.
he's quick. That may be the way he stays on this team, doggone it. We've got 39 wide receivers. Do you think they're going to pick Juju up again?
TJ, if they pick Juju up, I will break everything in my house.
He's probably the slowest.
TJ, he has worse knees than me.
He does. He's pretty slow.
That's all I keep thinking about. They lose an AIYUK, and I got to see Juju doing his dances back in Pittsburgh. No, thank you. As my daughter would say, no, thank you. No, I don't want Juju at all.
Well, hopefully this week at least we'll find out about Brandon AIYUK or somebody just to get it, just so we're done. We got to be done with it.
At this point in time, like, if it's not, go get somebody else.
Yeah. Well, hey, CeeDee Lamb's not happy.
I'm sick of. It's like, you know what it's going to be like tomorrow. Every 5 seconds,
checking
like
that
Twitter refresh, Twitter refresh, Twitter refresh.
I hear you.
And then I look down on my phone at one in the afternoon. It's down to like 10%. I'm like, why? How's that? Why is that possible? Is my phone broken? No, so I'm checking Twitter every 4 seconds.
That's right. Well, hopefully we'll have news for the next week's podcast of that. We have the Bills coming up. It should be a fun game on Saturday night, so we'll be posting for that. Once again, you're with the Yinzer Bros. We're full blast into the season this year. We're hoping it's a good season. We're hoping it's a deep season. Tim, anything you want to add as we get done with our podcast tonight?
I don't know, man. I hope it's a good season because I got a feeling it's going to be like every other season we have, TJ.
Tim, the eternal pessimist.
I'm just saying.
Omar, what do you think, Omar? Look at Omar. Omar's cooking, man.
TJ,
He's cooking.
You know
There's something right there.
You know what it's going to be like. We're going to be sitting here in November, and I'm going to be like, dude, they need to rattle off 4 out of 5 games, having a chance in the playoffs. And it's going to come down to like the last 2 weeks where somebody has to miss a field goal or do something, and we'll get in the playoffs, and we got our doors blown off in the first week of the playoffs.
Wouldn't it be great if maybe it feels different to me. It feels like it's a little
TJ,
bit.
We say
solid.
the same damn thing every year. It feels different.
Well, we haven't had a solid offense. I think the last time we had an offense that reminded me of this was with Todd Haley.
TJ, you remember what we were saying last year? Oh my God!
I thought Canada was a putz. I always thought
we were saying last year the preseason. My God, we have Deontay Johnson and Pickens and Najee. We didn't even know about Jalen Warren. We're like, look at this. We got them all. We got all the pieces.
Yeah.
Kenny fourth quarter Pickett. TJ, it's the same crap. We
needed Kenny first, your third quarter Pickett. That's who we needed.
And I'm midway. Like I said, in November, I'm going to be going. RB1 stinks. Russell Wilson sucks.
You'll be asking for that third stringer. All right, I'm TJ. I'm with my brother Tim. We're the Yinzer Bros. Stay classy, Pittsburgh.
Still number one out here.
We'll see you guys.